So you're pitching a VC, and the VC asks you, did you think about crowdfunding? If you want to know the answer, stick with me now.
Ask Alex. Ask Alex. Because you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
So what do they mean? Crowdfunding is when you raise money on a platform from generally unsophisticated people. It's done as an alternative to raising VCs, but it can also be done together too. This is only relevant for sort of like hardware startups and in some cases consumer-focused startups, since like challenger banks, for example, in the UK, have been using them to some pretty good effect. My friend is doing a consumer fintech startup, and she told me she did a crowd raise alongside her angel raise, as investors are also customers. So it's a really effective means to acquire customers at a low CAC. So think of it as like a marketing hack. So Monzo, which is a challenger bank in the UK, has done, I think, 2 crowd fundraisers so far, mainly just because it's a great way to acquire customers. Doing Kickstarter is pretty 101 for a hardware startup. Accelerator, based in Shenzhen or Shanghai, I can't remember which one. It's an accelerator. It prepares startups for a crowd raise, not a demo day. I would really think about a Kickstarter if you've just started a hardware startup. Hardware's hard. Just be aware they are not cheap. The average successful crowd raise blows 100K to make it work. I mean, that's, doing all the videos, doing all the marketing. Like, they're not cheap. It's not free. Like, you almost need to do a fundraise just to do your crowd raise. So it can also be a stupid question on behalf of investors, or they think you haven't validated your model and need to solve it via the crowd. They could advise to do a crowdfunding round if you're really early stage, you haven't really validated stuff and they want you to come back to them. It's typically always a bad idea to call investors stupid, by the way, if a crowdfunding is a really stupid idea. That is, unless your name is Mark and you're going to a meeting room in a dressing gown and telling them to go screw themselves. That's a true story, by the way. I'm not adding the stupid, but poo-poo pants is pretty fine. I'm clearly joking. So what do you need to say? We don't see crowdfunding as being terribly applicable to us. We know some consumer businesses have got a great acquisition cost of customers from there, but we just don't see any demographic crossover. We thought about it, but it's not just something we would proceed with. I mean, do you have any views we might not have thought of? I'm always interested into thinking differently. There we go, guys. That's the end of that. If you want to learn more, head over to alexanderjarvis.com. There's a free a whole bunch of free, amazing content, and as well the opportunity to work with me to help kick your ass. Bye.